Alright guys, let's see how we can solve question 48 from the first chapter of the Johnston textbook, Mechanics of Materials, and we have question 48 that is a follow-up question onto the previous question 47 that we solved in the channel. So we know that the diameter of the pin is 16 millimeter and the magnitude of the load is 20 Newton. So we have the force P, which is divided into two halves, left and right, on that pin that we can see, and we need to determine the factor of safety for the pin in the A part and B part. We need to find the required values of B and C. So basically there are two dimensions of the wooden part in a condition that the factor of safety will be found in the A part. So we have to start with the factor of safety. Obviously the force that we have is P, and if we get back to the previous video, you're gonna see the video at the end of this one. It will be show up, and I'm going to explain all the areas that we have, because we have three different components in here. We have the pin, which is under shear stress. We have the wooden part, which is under the tension and the shear stress. So we have three different areas for each of those conditions. And if we want to start with the pin, the shear stress that we have is going to be applied on these two surfaces, and the force would be obviously the force P. And let's find the area first. So the area that we have is pi divided by 4 times d squared, and d would be the diameter of the pin, which from the question we know is 16 millimeter. So pi divided by 4 times 16 squared, and since that's in millimeter, we're going to do 10 to the minus 3 to the power of 2 will be minus 6, and we're going to get it in meter squared. That's our area. And the formula that we have for the shear stress is the force over the area that we have, which is 2A, since we have two of these on each side, and the total force would be 1/2 P plus 1/2 P, which is P. So for factor of safety, what we are interested is we will have the ultimate force over the force that's applied at the system, which is P in here. So basically it's PU over our P. We already have the P, so we have to figure out the ultimate P. So for that, we need the ultimate tension in order to find the ultimate U, the ultimate P. And we know from the previous question that we have a steel pin, and the ultimate strength of this steel is 145 in shear. So we have 145 megapascal, or 145 times 10 to the 6 pascal, times 2 times the area pi over 4, 16 squared 10 to the minus 6. These two will be cancel out, and we can find the ultimate P in here pretty easy. Let's calculate that. So we have 145 times 2 times pi times 16 squared, or 256, and we're going to divide that by 4. The force that we're going to get is 58,307.96, or if we want to report it as kilopascal, it would be basically 58.308 kilonewton. So this was in Newton, that would be in kilonewton. So factor of safety is the formula that we have in here. We already know that our P is from the question. If we get back in here, our P is 20 kilonewton. So the factor of safety in here would be 58.308 divided by 20. So 58.308 divided by 20. That's going to give us 2.92 as our factor of safety. So that was the A part of the question. And based on this factor of safety, we have to find the dimensions in the wood part. We have to find the two dimensions that we have in the wood, B and C. So for that, we're going to proceed with the tension in wood. And basically, we have the ultimate tensile stress, which will be ultimate P over the area. And as I mentioned, the area this time is different because the tension that is applying to the wood would be where the load is located, which would be this area in here. So these two rectangles here. I explained very deep in the previous question. If you need to make sure about all the areas, we also have the shear in the wood. Feel free to check out the previous one. So the area that we have would be that area that I mentioned in here. So one side is 40 millimeter, the other side is basically B minus D. So we're gonna have the width, which is 40 millimeters, so 40 divided by 1,000, 0.04, and the other side of that rectangle would be B minus D. So if we just do one cross multiply these two, we'll have 0.04 times B minus D is equal to the ultimate force PU, which we found in the previous part, 50. Let's go with Newton, 58,307.96 divided by the ultimate tensile strength. That's another information from the question. So we know that tension ultimate strength for the tension in the wood would be 60 megapascal. So we have 60 times 10 to the 6 Pascal. And from here we can find B minus D. And also the diameter is unknown in the question. We have the D 16 millimeters, so B would be this can go in here too, D plus 58,307.96 divided by 60 times 10 to the 6 times 0.04. Also our D is 16, so 0.016. And let's calculate this. So 0.016 plus 58,307.96 divided by 60 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be obviously in meters, 0.043 meter or 40.3 millimeter. So that's our B. And the question has one more unknown, and that would be the C. And for C, we're going to proceed with the shear in wood. Area of these two rectangles, that's going to make shear force on wood. So we have two rectangles, same dimensions, and each of them, one side is 40 millimeter and the other side is C, which is what the question is asking. So we have 2A. We have the ultimate force over the A1 side was what we have for the width, which was 0.04, or the 40 millimeter that we had, and C is the unknown. Our P we already found, used it multiple times. This question, 58,307.96. And also we have the ultimate shear in the question, which is the shear in the wood, 7.5 megapascal or 7.5 times 10 to the 6. pascals. So C would be easy to find. 58,307.96 divided by 2 times 0.04 times 7.5 times 10 to the 6. Let's see what we get. 58,307.96 divided by 2 times 0.04 times 7.5 times 10 to the 6. And this is going to give us 0.0972 meter again. So if we want to have it in millimeter, 97.2 millimeter. And that would be the answer for this C. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this one. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, if you want to just make sure that you understand all the areas, feel free to go to the previous video. And you guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.